What's up everyone, Hammchops here, and today I wanted to tell you guys about a new game that's been in beta for a little bit called Elder Scrolls Legends. So Elder Scrolls Legends, or ESL, is a collectible card game set in the world of the Elder Scrolls. It shares features with other online CCGs, but especially borrows a lot of concepts from well-known games like Hearthstone and a few ideas from Magic the Gathering. It takes Hearthstone's very successful formula for quick matches along with simple and fun gameplay, blends them together with the color system from Magic the Gathering, and adds its own unique feel and spin to the game with things like split lanes, special lane attributes, and runes. Hearthstone never really hooked me when it was launched, and by the time I was getting interested in playing it, I felt that the cost of getting my card collection up to speed just wasn't really worth it. So I kind of missed out on that. I got to play the game for fun and on a lower level, but I never really got to get into the competitive scene with it. But I did play and enjoy Magic the Gathering quite a bit, and once I heard about ESL, I was really pumped. So far, it hasn't disappointed at all. So the game has a story mode, which is actually a great thing. It lets you play through 20 chapters, all with their own story videos. They start off with a tutorial, and as you make your way through the story, it starts introducing more and more rules and board mechanics. You also get a lot of free cards, card upgrades, and full decks to use and work with. I'm definitely all for that. And even though the story is kinda, it's whatever, it keeps you interested as you play. ESL has daily quests like in Hearthstone, and you can get various gold rewards based on what the quest is. You can then use the gold you earn to buy new card packs. You can pay for arena tickets to get into the arena, and a few other things, I believe. But one of the big differences in ESL is that there are no classes to choose from. The cards are broken up into different attributes. The 5 main type of attribute cards are Strength, Intelligence, Willpower, Agility, and Endurance. But there are also cards that are neutral that can be used in any deck, and there's also dual attribute cards that can go in a certain deck that combines those two attributes together. I believe you can only build a deck with 2 attributes, so you could either have a Strength and Intelligence build, you could have a Willpower and Agility build, Endurance and Strength, have some neutral cards in there. You can kind of build however you want, but I believe 2 is the max. The deck size in this game is anywhere from 50 cards to 70 cards, and you can have up to 3 of the same card in a deck. So it's more than Hearthstone, and a little bit less than Magic the Gathering. One thing to keep in mind is, for those of you who play Magic the Gathering, each deck consists of anywhere from 20 to 23 or 24 lands. So really, you're only working with about 40 cards, give or take a few, that are either creatures or items, artifacts, whatever you end up having in your deck. And in Magic, you're allowed 4 of the same card per deck, so you're playing more copies of fewer cards. In ESL, you can have anywhere from 50 to 70 cards in a deck, and 3 of the same card in every deck. So chances are you're going to be playing a lot more creatures than you normally would in these other games. Which in a way could be a little tricky because you may not be able to draw that card that you want as often. When you complete the campaign mode or the story mode, you're rewarded with 5 new decks to play with, which is awesome because then you get to see the differences between the different attributes and how those decks play. Because this uses a color system and attribute system kind of like Magic the Gathering does, it adds for a lot more variety in deck building and a lot more combinations that you can put together. I think this is going to make for a lot more fun gameplay because you're not going to see the same thing over and over and over again. There's going to be many different ways to approach the same situation. And I like that. I like having a lot of options when you're building your decks. Now the gameplay is kind of a mixed bag. It's a little bit of the same if you've played Hearthstone and Magic, and it's also a little bit different. In ESL, there are 2 lanes most of the time, except for a few of the campaign modes, which you'll see if you play the beta, that have different game types and different game modes. For the regular standard mode and standard play, there seems to be 2 lanes. The left lane is the field or standard lane, where you can just play creatures like normal and not have to worry about anything. The right lane, however, is the shadow lane, which, when creatures come into play, they can't be targeted or attacked that turn. So if you've played Hearthstone, this is like the stealth mechanic. Anytime you play a card in that lane, you gain cover, can't be attacked, except for certain situations like certain ability cards and item cards where you can actually target other creatures. You can be killed that way. Another big part of the gameplay is the rune system. And the way that it works is that every player starts the game with 5 runes. Now, the runes will break every time you lose 5 health. And when a rune does break, you get to draw a card. Now, this is good for a few reasons. One of the reasons is that because of certain card abilities, you cannot be just rushed head on and killed outright in one big turn. It also gives you a fighting chance so that you have a chance to draw important cards that you may need to survive. Now, the biggest thing about runes is that there's a certain card ability called Prophecy. And what Prophecy does is it allows you to play that card that you draw for free. So while you're playing, if you get dealt 5 or more damage and you lose a rune cracks on you, you get to draw a card. If that card has the Prophecy ability on it, you can then play that card for free right away. So if you have a creature that has Prophecy and you draw that card when your rune breaks, you can immediately put them in whatever lane you want. This makes a huge difference and will not only allow you to survive a couple more moves, but it could also turn the entire tide of the battle. This makes for really exciting endgames where you think you may have someone cornered and all of a sudden they start drawing Prophecy cards and coming right back at you. The rune system may also change up people's strategies for how they want to win the game. Sometimes it may be more important to do as much damage up front as you can, whereas other times you may actually want to hold back because you know that if you start unleashing your damage, they have a chance of coming back and drawing Prophecy cards or could start drawing cards that they really need to win the battle. There's also a crafting system in this game, very similar to Hearthstone, but I'll be going over that in the next video, as well as a lot of the card effects and the different abilities they can have. Alright guys, well thank you so much for watching this video, and stay tuned for more ESL videos. I'm having an absolute blast in this game so far, and I think it has a lot of potential. Like I said, I was a little late to the game in Hearthstone, and I don't really feel like trying to play catch-up right now. And Magic the Gathering, I did have a lot of fun in, but I'm looking for something a little new and exciting. And so far, this game is what I've been looking for. It's a lot of fun. It's great. I'm looking forward to the future and updates they do. And yeah, looking to have a good time. So I'll catch you guys on the next video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.